Hello, everyone. My name is Joel Leonardo, and was a group project. Essentially, it was a very fundamental template with the character movement being just a simple capsule and with a mesh of a vehicle. And then from there, we were allowed to add features and gameplay mechanics to that template and create our own sort of uh, game from that. The route we went with was just a simple racing game. We added AI and we added a lot of other abilities to add a more dynamic gameplay for the player. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the control section. Now, everything visually is not appealing or like high end or whatever. This is just fundamental design, and honestly, if our group had more time to work on this, we could have definitely done a lot more to improve this game, but I'm just here to show you guys what we've done in our time together. So in our controls here, this is very simple. We got basic movement, WASD, then we got jumping. Jumping is a feature we added onto the template. Simply just pressing spacebar, and then the player will be projected up, high up in the air. And then you got drifting. Drifting's pretty cool. It was originally an emote, and then I decided to actually make it to where the emote was more than just an emote. It was actually a mechanic where it actually increases turning speed, and I'll show you guys how that looks later. And these images are out of date from the final product of the game, but it's going to look quite similar from what I'm going to show you guys in a minute. And then we also added a shooting mechanic. Shooting mechanic's really cool, in my opinion. It actually destroys obstacles, and it also slows down enemy AI. It's really fascinating. And then there's a flipping mechanic. Originally, the flipping mechanic again was just for style, of course, just like the spin mechanic. But now this flipping mechanic, combine that with jump and then a flip, the flip will actually make the player move faster. So kind of propel you forward a little bit faster. And then we have spikes. Spikes is where you can kind of just block AI for just a moment. Essentially, how it works is the AI follows a spline, and if you drop spikes in front of them, they're just kind of just, I can't go forward, and then the spike will eventually despawn or get destroyed, and then they would continue on. But that is essentially covers everything for these game mechanics, and now I'm just going to show you guys how everything looks. Just for disclaimer, not everything's perfect, but my team and I have worked very hard on getting a lot of features working. I know there's a couple things that are not working in the project build that worked in standalone. But regardless, I'm happy with what we've accomplished together, and I'm sure if we would have spent more time together, we could have made this into something really polished. But I'm going to show you guys a little bit. I'm not going to do the race right away. I just want to show you guys more of the simple things first. Alright, so as you can see, the UI is a lot cleaner now. There's not a lot of clutter. You have your digital speedometer here in the bottom right here. You have your laps, top left, and then on top there, you actually see the AI. The top shows the AI positioning according to the location on the track. It's actually quite fascinating. And towards the end of the line, that's actually where they get closer to finishing a lap. And you'll see them pop up around the corner here. You see him driving in right now. He just drives right past me. Look at that. Look at them all making it around the track. And actually, that noise is someone added it where anytime you or the enemy eye passes each other, it's going to make that noise. It's like the vehicles are actually honking at you. So, But yeah, let's show you a couple things here. First of all, the 0 is actually spikes. So, boom, it's like a cooldown timer, right? And then 0 means you're good to go. All right. E is shoot. Projectiles. It sounds like cannon. I love the way it sounds. It's amazing. Just boom, 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 boom. It's so good. You can destroy obstacles like that, and you can actually slow down AI. Look, you see that? I hit the AI. I missed the other one. Oh well. But yeah, it slows them down for about 2 seconds, and then they go back to normal speed. But that's just enough for you to just quickly catch back up, because they move very fast as well as you do. But they have a higher acceleration, but a lower top speed, I think. While we have a slower acceleration, but a higher top speed. So if the player drives well enough without any crashing, they could eventually catch up. But if they crash a lot, there's not a chance that they're gonna catch up. Here's a jumping. It does a little tilt up when you jump. That's just default. That's just exactly how it is. No physics attached to that or anything. The cool thing is with the spin, you got to control which way you want to spin. So in the direction you are turning, you have to press shift, and that's the direction you spin in. So when you're going around a corner, hit shift, and you can actually see the camera. It goes faster. The turning speed moves way faster when you spin. So yeah, it's really cool. Let's see, the flip, you must be in the air when you flip, obviously. So jump, flip, boom, land on your feet, no problem. One thing I want to point out, the rear view camera is pretty cool. So that's at the bottom center. You could see everything behind you. It's not game breaking, and it's not anything that's going to give you a huge advantage. It just gives you more awareness of your surroundings, which I like a lot. And without further ado, let's go ahead and do a race. I think these bots are about to beat me, but I'm just going to go ahead and restart. Actually, I'm just going to wait. Yeah, they just beat me. Perfect timing. All right, we're restarting. Here we go. You can see they are way faster off the rip because they just have way faster acceleration. That's a speed boost right there. Boosts you about 10% or something like that. Oh, bad driving. So if I hit the obstacle, I'm going to show you guys again. If I hit the obstacle, it drops my top speed drastically. It's pretty bad. So you want to try to avoid those. As you can see, when you do the spin, it does like a tire screeching. I think it's really cool. But if you try to do that in the air, it doesn't do the tire screeching. So I think that's a good little like attention to detail. Probably the most complicated thing for me when tuning the vehicle movement was the jumping mechanic. The jumping mechanic was so hard, and it's only because the way that jumping physically, works is that when you're going at such a fast speed up an incline and then you jump, well, you're not going to notice the jump because by the time you are traveling X or Y values, you already reached that Z height. That makes sense. So I had to add artificial jumping into it. And that's actually kind of like a flip-flop, where if I don't jump the way I wanted to, if the vehicle didn't jump the way it should have jumped, it's going to do an artificial jump. But other than that, it's just going to do a normal jump. So like on this incline, I jump, it goes up a little bit. It's very nice. Before, the vehicle will kind of just go stutter and not really get off the ground. Like here, you can jump over spikes. And it took a long time to make it a smooth jump and not like a delayed jump or a stuttery jump. It's very smooth and something I'm really proud of. And speed boost, boom, get you up to 131 here. On a final lap indicator, do a flips here, get you increased speed. Unfortunately, I couldn't add a better hitbox for the vehicles just because of what the template was provided with. The template was just a capsule, and I didn't want to make the capsule too big because then it would just go outside the bounds of the actual static mesh model. So I just kind of kept it how it was. But yeah, lap 5 out of 5, you win. So yeah, that was the gameplay, and I am very happy with how it turned out. Obviously, it's not perfect, but it was a project that I was passionate about and that I feel like I've put a lot of work into, honestly. I feel as if this project's taught me a lot about physics in general, especially the jumping physics. I keep saying that, but that was the biggest hurdle for me was when tuning the vehicle's mechanics was the jumping physics. That was so hard. Um, oh, the vehicle, or the player vehicle has a horn too. I forgot to mention that. Just press H and it makes a horn. But yeah, that's all I have to show for today. That was our group projects game, and thank you so much for watching. This has been an incredible experience working with the group and working on this project together, and I look forward to creating more games in the future. Thank you.